Everyone says you need to save. Save for your future. Save for a rainy day. Save for retirement. That's a lot of saving. And if you don't organise it properly, it can feel overwhelming. Back in the day, your grandmother might have used the envelope system, literally putting cash into different envelopes labelled groceries, vacation, or new fridge. Today, with online banking, we use a modern version of the same idea. It's called a sync fund. Why that name? Because once money goes into a sync fund, it's as good as sunk, set aside, safe, and waiting for that future expense. Let's check in with Cecilia and Dominic. They're doing better financially these days. They've got a joint budget, they track expenses, and they've built up an emergency fund that covers 3 to 6 months of living costs. Pretty solid, right? But here's the problem. They keep dipping into that emergency fund. Every quarter, they pull money out for car maintenance. Last month, they used some for a spontaneous weekend trip with friends. Last week, their water heater broke and they paid for the repairs again from the emergency fund. These aren't true emergencies. They're normal, expected expenses. You just don't know exactly when they'll hit. And that's exactly what a sync fund is for. Instead of raiding their emergency savings, Cecilia and Dominic should have separate funds for categories such as vacations, household repairs, and car maintenance. That way, when these expenses pop up, they're ready, and their emergency fund stays intact for real crises, like a job loss or medical emergency. So how do you set up a sync fund? Start small. Cecilia and Dominic trim a little from their budget each month and move it into a dedicated savings account. In practice, that means having at least 3 bank accounts. 1. A joint household account for everyday bills. 2. An emergency fund account. 3. A sync fund account. Inside the sync fund, they track categories separately, using a spreadsheet, an app, or even sub-accounts if their bank allows it. The result? More peace of mind. With a sync fund, Cecilia and Dominic can handle car repairs, home maintenance, or any of many expected expenses that can pop up, without guilt, stress, or draining their emergency savings. That rainy day fund stays where it belongs, waiting for an actual storm. Want to see more about couple finances? Please like and subscribe to our channel. Until next time, this has been Finance for Two.